What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Bunsa's Bucklers Podcast, a show that brings you all things basketball. I'm one of your hosts, Shea Riley, and with me today, I have my co-host, Callaghan. How are you doing, Cal?
I'm doing well, Shay. Thanks for asking. Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be back for episode 2 of the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks. I'm really excited to bring you guys our second episode of the pod. Today, we want to give a quick update on the NBA playoff and revisit our first round predictions. Then we will spend some time discussing the greatness of LeBron James and what his legacy means to us. Callahan, why don't you start us off by giving us an update on the playoff picture?
All right. Well, we got a couple first round matchups already in the books, but we'll start with tonight's games. First up, we have Cavs Knicks. New York is up 3-1 in the series going into game 5 tonight in Cleveland. Shay, I think we both picked the Cavaliers to win this series, and our pick is not looking so hot. What are you thinking? You think you're going to stick with the Cavs? Do they have it in them, or are you going with the Knicks?
I think they do still have it in them, but it is hard to go against Jalen Brunson. He's just been just a monster on the court right now. So I'm gonna stick with the Cavs on this one.
Shay's sticking with the Cavs. Okay, he's going with the comeback. I think I'm going to have to flop over to the Knicks. I think in the end they're going to be a little bit more veteran heavy. They got some guys who've been in this situation a little bit more than the Cavs. But I think it's going to be tough to get 3 against the Knicks. I think they'll get at least one of those. I think the Knicks are going to move on from this series. All right, next up we got Bucks Heat. Game 5 tonight in Milwaukee. Heat are up 3-1. Bucks on the verge of getting ousted in round 1. Playoff Jimmy Butler, 56 points in the last game, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. This guy just seems to turn it on when it needs to be turned on. He just plays basketball at an elite level when he needs to. Shay, who you got in this series?
To what you said this a minute. Playoff Jimmy, we know what he can do. We know what he can do in the playoffs. But I'm going to go with the Bucks. Giannis is back, healthy. I'm going to go with the Bucks on this one.
Shay going with the Bucks. I think the Bucks are a better team at the end of the day, but I just don't see the Heat losing 3 games straight. I think the Heat are going to pull away this one and upset the Bucks, 1 seed versus 8 seed. Stay tuned to find out. All right, next up we got Lakers Grizzlies. Lakers are up 3-1 in the series. Game 5 tonight in Memphis. Shay, who you got in this series?
I'm still going to have to go with the Lakers on this. I mean, hey, playoff LeBron. Everyone's, filling the places. They're the Lakers. They're doing great, so I'm going to have to go with Lakers.
Yep, I'm going to have to agree with you, Shay. I think the Lakers are going to pull this one out. I wouldn't be surprised if Grizzlies get Game 5 in Memphis. They're a good home team, but I don't see them winning 3 straight and beating the Lakers. So I got to go with the Lakers on this one as well. All right, next up, last game for tonight, we have Kings Warriors. Your Warriors, Shay, turning that series around, tied up at 2-2. Game 5, we're going to Sacramento tonight. Fox is going to play from what we hear. Broke his index finger, I believe, on his shooting hand. So it'll be interesting to see how much of an effect he has on that offensive side. I'm sure he'll still manage to play a great game. But Shay, who you got in this series?
I'm still going to have to go with my Warriors. I mean, we've all seen what the Warriors have been doing in playoffs. And with healthy Steph, with healthy Clay, with healthy everyone, I think we can pull this out.
All right, Shay's going with his Warriors. I picked Kings to begin this series. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with them, although I'm not feeling nearly as confident as I did last time I said it. I still think the Warriors away record this year is gonna come into factor. They gotta find a way to get some wins in Sacramento, and if they do, then I think it's Warriors. But I just don't see it happening. I'm gonna have to go with the Kings. All right, last couple matchups we got Timberwolves Nuggets. That is a wrap. Denver wins 4-1. They'll play Phoenix in round 2. Shay, what's your takeaway on this series? Wolves Nuggets.
I mean, the Wolves have been doing great. Carlton Towns is being a monster, but you can't count out Jokic in playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Nuggets.
Yeah, so Nuggets pulled it out. I think that'll be an interesting. I think that may be the series, one of the best series in the playoffs this next round. Denver versus Phoenix. That'll be an interesting one to watch. So, all right, next up we got Celtics Hawks. Celtics are up 3-2. Game 6 tomorrow in Atlanta. Trae Young with a not buzzer beater quite, but a game-winning three-pointer to put the Hawks up late in that game last night. Quite frankly, it was a prayer, and it went in. I think he shot something like 33 shots or something like that, which is insane. I got to stick with the Celtics. I think they're the better team, and I wouldn't doubt if they put them away in Atlanta tomorrow. Shay, who you got in this one? Celtics or Hawks?
I'm actually going to have to agree with you on that. I mean, playoff Tatum, playoff Brown, everyone's healthy. I love the Hawks, but I'm going with the Celtics on this one.
Shay's going with the Celtics. I will say the Celtics haven't looked as good as they seem to be. I think they're a better team they've been playing in the playoffs. They got some rotation woes going on, trying to figure out who's getting minutes between Derek White and Marcus Smart. And quite frankly, Marcus Smart's been playing pretty poorly, if you ask me. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that situation and if they can start playing their type of basketball. But I do see them winning this one. All right. We brushed briefly on this. Suns Clippers. That's a wrap. Suns pulled it away 4-1. Booker had 47 points in the ceiling game. That's just a tough team to beat. Shay, what do you got on the Suns versus Clippers matchup?
I mean, after watching Booker go for 47 in that game, it's just a reminder of we saw what the Suns have been doing. You have KD, you have Chris Paul, you have Devin Booker, who got 47 points. I'm going to go with the Suns on this one. I mean, this is too hard not to. So.
Yeah, so I think the Clippers are going to have an interesting offseason. They just re-signed Kawhi to I believe a 4-year. They just announced today, I believe he tore his meniscus if I'm not mistaken, which is another serious leg injury for him. You hate to see it, a guy who's worked hard to come back from all that stuff. And then Russell Westbrook's a question mark. I think he may be moving to another team. I think it'll just be interesting to see what they do. This Clippers team just seems to never be able to get over that playoff hump. As many good, talented teams they've had, I don't know what it is. They can't get over that playoff hump. They can't figure it out down the stretch. All right, and our last matchup to talk about, another game that's over, 76ers Nets. Sixers sweep, get the brooms out, 4-0, sent Brooklyn packing. They will play the winner of the Boston versus Atlanta series, who I believe will be Boston, will yet to be determined. Joel Embiid still coming, kind of getting healthy from that injury. I think them getting that sweep and Atlanta winning that game yesterday is going to help the Sixers a ton. It gives Joel a couple extra days to get healthy, come back, hopefully ready to attack on that series. But that'll be another fun series to watch. So that'll be a good one. Shay, what do you got on the Sixers Nets? Sixers swept them. What do you got?
I have all the respect for the Nets, but I mean, the Sixers have the MVP, in my opinion, which is Joel, and you have Harden. So I'm glad for the Sixers. I am. It is not disappointing, but this is a reminder for the Nets that, hey, we're going to get better off season. We're going to come back fire next season.
That's it. That's exactly right. As we're filming this, I think it's around 3:50 Central Time, Central Standard, on Wednesday the 26th. So those games will be starting up here soon, and it'll be interesting to see how that first round finishes up and what that second round is looking like. All right. Before we close out today, we want to take some time, give some flowers to one of the greatest, if not the greatest, basketball player of all time. You guys already know who we're talking about. The GOAT, LeBron James. Been in this league for 2 decades now, which is insane, and he just seems to keep getting better and better. Over those 20 years, he's averaged 27.2 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 1.5 steals, and just under 1 block. Those numbers are insane, and I think this year he's averaging more in multiple of those categories than he has over his two decade span in the league. Shea, what's your favorite thing about LeBron, his greatness? There's so many things, but what sticks out to you?
I mean, to me, it's just like he puts his team first, not him. Like he like late moments, he's going to his teammates all the time. It's so fun to watch. And LeBron exemplifies the game of itself, which is passing, rebounding, and he's going for, he is going for crazy dunks and all that, but I mean, my best thing about him is his overall game. And his assist is as well. So
Shea, you like that he's a team first guy. I like that too. I mean, there are countless things you can say about LeBron. To me, just the evolution of his game and how every year he continues to add more to it. Came in the year not a great shooter, worked on it over time. Still not a great shooter, but it's gotten better, gotten to the point where you have to respect it. But just like Shea said, he just makes his teammates better. He makes everyone around him better. He makes the organization better. The most impressive part to me is he's been in the league for 20 years now. He's been in the spotlight since he was 16 years old in high school. And, as many haters there are about LeBron, there's not a bad thing you can say about the guy. He married his high school sweetheart. He's never been in the news for cheating or been in trouble with the law. He's got a great young family. So I think there's just so many things that make this guy the greatest of all time. I'm a Bulls fan, MJ all day, but let's be real. LeBron's the GOAT. He does it all. So that's kind of what we got on that. All right, just to recap what we discussed a little bit in this episode. First, we talked about the NBA playoff standings and our predictions for the remainder of the first round. Then we talked about LeBron James and what his legacy means to us both. Shea, why don't you close us out for the day?
Well, that's it for today's episode of the Bunsa's Bucket List podcast. Thanks for listening and for all the support you have been showing us. Don't forget to click the link in our bio to get your sweet Bunsa's Bucket List t-shirts.
Give us a little 360, Shea. Let's see the back of that. Okay, got the basketball with the crown on it. Oh, we only got 4 shirts left, so get them while you can, all right? And
make sure to tune in for next week for episode 3.
That's it. Thanks again, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and on Spotify and check out our YouTube page at Bunsa's Bucket List for more content. Thanks, and see y'all next week. Sweet.